towards Harris and up towards Red.
Well, hello everybody, it's Suffolk Andy here, outside St Mary the Virgin at Bramford, just outside Ipswich. Nice little village, as you can tell, very sort of oldie worldy, old medieval or Tudor place there, Jacobean over there, workers' cottages here, brand new one now I should imagine. Anyway, this is the lovely old church here. And let's get on with it. Now I would say this is my actual first proper vid for the year, you know, 2014. Yesterday the one I put on was just to bring you up to speed what happened. I must admit I did struggle with that one a little bit. I didn't know if to mention all that business or not, you know. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not bad out here today. Look at it, it's lovely. You know, we're into this new year. Things couldn't get better. Even a little touch of brightness here and there. All the donkeys, look, and horses are out. Can't be bad. Hardly any traffic. What more can you want? Anyway, I thought, what shall I talk about today? And I was looking at a article, but it was actually on the news yesterday, and it's been in several articles today. It's about bringing down the speed limit on the M1 up north from 70 to 60, so they can control the emissions of cars and bikes. And I looked at it and I thought, well, first of all, it was they weren't hitting their targets. The targets were too high. But today it changed slightly, and they said it was because of new EEC regulations coming out on sections of roads. Can't hit a certain amount of emissions. And that part of the M1 is very, very busy. And I thought to myself, hang on a minute, why are they picking just this one part of the road? Why not all the motorways? If this one part of the road's not making it, surely none of the rest are. And it did go on to say in this article that they were thinking about rolling it out over the whole country. And then this is from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. You're only able to do 60 on the motorway, on this part of this motorway. It's 31 miles long, this section, this first test section. How are they going to impose that 60 mile an hour? Are they going to have a bloke with a gun there, you know, on 30 odd miles trying to catch every bugger? Or are they going to have fixed speed cameras up? Or are they going to have average speed cameras? The robber's delight. I think they'd have to go for the average speed camera, because 31 miles is quite a way. You imagine it. 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, you can do 60 mile an hour on a main route, you know, a main artery of the country, because the EEC have said you can't go over these emissions. Now, if you think about it, England, the whole of England, we're polluters. There's no doubt about it. We're polluters. But when it comes to the big boys of polluting, we're not. We're one of the smaller boys, you know. We've closed down all our coal power stations, and the last ones that are open are going this year. They're being closed down. We don't do any mining ourselves anymore. We destroyed our own mine industry. You know, even though we've got 300 years of coal under the ground, but we can't get to it because it's all being cut off now. So in the league of sort of polluters, we're quite small fry. So this little section of road up in the north, which they're going to close down to 70 to 60, the 31 miles, is going to save the friggin' planet. It really is. It's going to make a hell of a difference. You know, people in China and India and America will notice the difference, won't they? They'll be able to breathe easier. They'll be able to feel so much better, knowing that us Brits are doing our bit. You know, is this some sort of fucking wind-up, piss-taking, fucking idiotic fucking failure? What they're up to here, I don't know. Because I just don't get it. You know. Okay, there's the people who will say, you're right, look at that. There's people who will say, this global warming thing it's happening. Some people say it's not. Some people say it's just a ruse by the, the 10% or 5% of people who run the world to get more money out of the poor on taxes. And the taxes are there, trust me. You know, I run a social club and I know a lot of people, you know that now. And, our average bill for power and electric is about £7,000 to £10,000 a year. But every single bill I pay, I have to pay a levy charge for green taxes. Where's it going? Is it going to go towards the speed cameras? Pay for them speed cameras on the M1 from 7 to 7 to cut the friggin' to cut it all, so people all around the world can feel the difference. I wonder. Bit of a conundrum, really, isn't it? You know? Bit of a conundrum. I don't know. Sorry about the COVID. Oh, I've got something else to report, sir. Suffolk Andy is no longer a smoker. Suffolk Andy hasn't smoked a dreaded cigarette in 7 days. So if I start getting grumpy and going friggin' mad, you'll know why. No, truthfully, I haven't had a cigarette in 7 days. I'm not saying I don't fancy one a little bit, but it's not actually, it's not on my mind all the time. I thought that would just drive me mad. But there again, I'm not 100% sort of fit yet, you know, so I should imagine when I do get fit, that might sort of bite at me. But all I can say is, no more fags for me. I have had enough. So, and I have been a non-smoker in the past loads of times. I used to be one of these people who used to smoke a year and a half, give up for a couple of years. I've even given up for 15 years. So, you know, yeah, had enough. Don't want no more. Smoking's done. There you go. You've heard it from me. If I start bloody saying I'm smoking, I hope you give me a good friggin' bollocking, you lot. But I won't. I know I won't. Anyway, going back to this toll thing. Do you hear that little rant because I'm not having a fag? That's unbelievable. Anyway, yeah. Oh, fuck, I'm getting fed up with this road. Do you know, I haven't had a real good blowout on a bike for so long. Oh, still 30 friggin' mile an hour. Why? What the fuck is here to make this 30? And that's another thing, have you noticed? All these roads, you know, in the countryside, it used to be like 50, 60 mile an hour. They're all gradually having their, all being lowered. So what is this 30 mile an hour now? What is going on here? You should be able to come down here at 50, 60 mile an hour. It's crazy. So many roads are having their speeds cut now. I don't know. Do you reckon that's all to do with this this sort of small band of people who are taking over everything, you know, health and safety and whatever? Still 30, why? What is going on down here for 30 mile an hour? Next thing you know, this used to be a 60 mile an hour road. This will now be down to 30 soon. Next thing you know, you have to employ somebody to get in front of your car with a friggin' flag, a red flag, let people know you're coming. It's getting that bad. Anyway, I'd like you to let me know, you know, about this admission thing. What do you think about it? You know, I'll probably do another vid on this another day, because we could go on for hours on this one, couldn't we? But I don't think that's right. I think there's more to it than there's meat in the eye. But I honestly think that if we let them have too much slack, they will go ahead with this sort of stuff, you know. But what can us ordinary folk do? You know, we're sort of, there's nothing we can do, and it's now starting to get a little bit worrying, you know. So anyway, chaps, I'm now going to go for a nice ride. I might do another one in a minute. I know I haven't got a lot of room on this camera actually because it's piled up with stuff. But anyway, it's lovely to be back. Lovely just to be on a bike again, you know. Feeling great. You know, no fags, no cigarettes. Apart from that, life's a good one. Anyway, boys and girls, that's from me, Suffolk Andy.